A Lucas County man convicted of raping his young daughter is back in court today, fighting for a new trial. Joel Terry's case is the first examined by the county's new Conviction Integrity Unit. Lead investigator Brian Duggar was at the hearing and joins us right now with the update. Brian?
Yeah, Mel, we've really been following this case for the last several months. And Joel Terry has maintained his innocence since his 2019 conviction. And today, his legal team presented new evidence to Judge Lindsay Navarre, hoping to prove that this information could have changed his original trial outcome. If she agrees, she could order a new trial. The key evidence was a DNA analysis from Cybergenetics in Pittsburgh. This testing cost the prosecutor's office $6,000 and was recommended by the Conviction Integrity Unit. Testing showed there was male DNA, but Terry's DNA was not in the girl's underwear. Terry's attorney, Tyler Jachura, is hinging most of his appeal on that result.
And Your Honor, having a DNA report that specifically excludes Mr. Terry certainly would have changed the outcome in that trial, because a jury could no longer hear that there was male DNA to combine with other evidence.
But prosecutor Evie Jarrett argued the DNA evidence has limited value since it came from underwear found on the victim's bedroom floor weeks after the abuse was reported.
We don't know when they were born. We don't know who else had access to them. They certainly were not the underpants that were worn by the child at the time of that 2018 rape kit.
The defense also presented a Children's Services intake report suggesting another family member may have abused the victim, though it's unclear if Terry's original defense team had access to that report. Terry's family packed the courtroom, still believing in him. His mother, Tressie Terry, said she had never questioned his innocence.
Only because of what he did in his life up to that point, which was love all his kids and care for all his kids. So at that moment, to just all of a sudden, after years and years of being around women and family members and girls and stepdaughters, it just didn't make any sense.
Terry's daughter, Alexis, got the case before the Conviction Integrity Unit by approaching County Commissioner Pete Gerken at a community event. She had a message for Judge Navarre.
I wanted to focus on the fact that the DNA does exclude him.
And you can stand here today and say, I have no doubt.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah.
It has never been a doubt in my mind that he will possibly have done this.
Now again, this marks the first major review by Lucas County's newly formed Conviction Integrity Unit. After 30 minutes of argument, Judge Navarre said she would take the matter under advisement. Now, Terry appeared via video from North Central Correctional Institution, where he continues to serve his sentence.
So, Brian, you were there. This is a horrific case. Joel Terry is sent to spend the rest of his life in prison. What did you make of the arguments on both sides of this?
Yeah, I actually think both sides have a pretty compelling argument. For Terry, this DNA is clear. It is not his DNA. Some other male was abusing this young girl, and that intake report supports that at least one other person was abusing this victim. Now, for the state, they argue that this isn't going to necessarily change the outcome of a trial. Just because others were abusing this young girl, it doesn't mean that Terry was not. Now, on 4 occasions, she told adults that he was abusing her. Reporting in studio, this is Brian Duggar for 11 Investigates.